My name's Ewan, and this is Dessert World. So, this is me. This rectangle is the VR headset that I'm wearing. I'm holding a controller in my right hand, which is my brush, and then in my left hand is my palette and menu. I'm using a VR art program called OpenBrush, and today I'm going to be explaining first what is VR art, and then what does the VR art process look like? VR art is simply art made in virtual reality. Everything you're seeing is being projected directly in front of my eyes through my headset. For me, I'm actually in this space right now. In real life, I'm standing in my living room, but when I put on the headset, I'm transported directly into a virtual space that I can fill with whatever I have the skills to create. The only limit is my imagination and my laptop's processing power. I can change the size of the scene and move it around by holding both grips on my controllers, and I can scale it to be either very big or very small. I usually don't actually stand up and walk around and make VR art. I like to sit on the floor and move the art around instead of myself. You can also change the size of objects by using the selection tool. There's kind of no limit. Oh my god, it's looming! Look at that shadow! Okay, that's enough of that. This next bit is sped up so this video doesn't take an hour, but I'm going to create a couple new things to show you how I've made everything that you see around here. The first thing that I'm trying to make is a gumball. And you can see me trying out a few different things before landing on the final result because, and this may surprise you, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm serious, I'm always learning even with regular two-dimensional drawing, and this VR art stuff is like cutting edge, so everyone is still learning at this point. Right now I'm using a guide here that makes my brush snap to the edge of whatever shape the guide is in to create a sphere. And then I'm trying out a couple different brush types until I find the one that most resembles the texture of a gumball. I don't like that one, but I kind of move it around anyways, just to be sure. I decided to go with what I knew I should have done in the beginning, which is use the hull brush, a brush that makes a solid object instantly. I compare the two and decide the new one is good, and now I'm just throwing them in different places in the frosting where I think they'll look good. Mostly I'm looking for gaps to fill in the composition. Next, I'm trying out some of the experimental brushes to see if they'll make good chocolate chips. Is this a chocolate chip? No. Is that a chocolate chip? No. Is that a chocolate chip? Yes, finally, a chocolate chip. I make a cluster of these bad boys before I toss them around various places in the scene. It's really just about finding places where they will look interesting and add a bit of extra visual depth to the composition. Why is there a cube there? Go! Okay, so the next thing I do is increase the number of gummy bears because, well, why wouldn't you increase the number of gummy bears? So like with the ice cream earlier, I'm using the selection tool so I can move them around, but I'm also copying them to make duplicates. Look at their stupid little faces. I love them so much. So this next part is the most important part of the whole video, so if you watch this far, then you're in for a treat. We're gonna make little frosted animal guys. We're going back to normal times so you can hear my live reaction to witnessing their raw power. Okay. What does an animal look like? Comment below if you know what animal this is. Yeah. Oh, he is so shaped. Now he gets frosting. Let's try this one. Let's try it in vanilla. Alright. We have pink animal, and we have vanilla animal. We are going to take them on a journey. This is just my favorite thing about this program. You can do stuff like this. Okay, what looks empty? The Frosting Mountains. You are lonely. Need a friend. They are kissing. And I'm almost done with this for the purpose of demonstration. But there's one last thing I want to do. And take us over here. Underneath this cookie area. We're gonna make a hidden space. I often make a secret little area that's just for me to sit and hide in when I'm doing big scenes like this. First, I'm gonna grab another cookie to serve as a seat, because you can't sit on the chocolate ocean, that'd be ridiculous. Then, I'm gonna start adding a bunch of little sugar crystals to the cave walls, using a transparent version of the hull brush, which is what I used earlier to make our gumballs with. Have you ever seen one of those geode cakes? This is supposed to be sort of like that. I make a cluster of them first, and then add some very essential sparkles. And then, using the selection brush, I pick them up, copy them, move them around, being sure to mirror them occasionally to keep them looking more natural and random. Really helps with copy pasting anything that you want to look like it's a natural formation. I use this a lot with plants. I'm kind of taking them and putting them all over the cave walls. And then lastly, I'm taking our 2 kissing cookies, and I'm giving them some privacy. And yes, since this is Pride Month, these cookies are gay. Now, I'm not uploading this outside of this video, so only people who watch till the end will know the secret of gay frosted animal cave. This is truly invaluable knowledge. I hope you keep it safe. That's it for my first ever tutorial video. Thanks for watching. If you want to help support more stuff like this, subscribe to my Patreon below. Bye!